they did it. They actually did it. The South Park meme has been recreated. You know the one I'm talking about. This meme has officially and entirely accurately been recreated. This used to be satirical. It used to be like funny, haha, you laugh at it. No, now this South Park episode, it like predicted the future. It's like a documentary now. Excited to talk about all of this and more, but before we get into that, I want to tell you guys, first and foremost, happy Thanksgiving. I love this time of year to just sit back and reflect on the different things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for my wonderful dogs who are sitting beside me right now. I'm grateful to be a mom to the most perfect, beautiful, angelic little baby girl. She's now 8 weeks old. A wife to my fantastic husband. Lots of things I'm grateful for. I hope you guys are watching at youtube.com/OutKick. That's where you can find all things Gains for Girls. We're going to have a total rebrand of this show in the new year, meaning the style of content that's going to go out is going to be different, hopefully more engaging with you guys. That being said, would love for you guys to leave some comments. We read them all. Hopefully we can be able to respond to some of these in the new content that we're putting forward. Again, youtube.com/OutKick. Like I said, our daughter is now 8 weeks old, which is surreal. The past 2 months have flown by. She is so much bigger now. She's so tall. I posted a photo on Instagram. One of the things me and my husband are doing is we're not really showing her face for a variety of reasons. Number one, I would never want to subject her to the hate and the vitriol that is out there. And two, there are creeps and there are pervs out there. I don't want them having any access or any extra information about my daughter. But I put a photo out there of the back of her head, and you can see in this photo her feet. Her feet are ginormous. This girl is going to be tall like her dad, I imagine. But 8 weeks old, I don't know when we can stop classifying babies as newborns. Some people say 8 weeks, some people say 12 weeks. I think she's going to be a newborn until she's like 18 years old. Sounds crazy, but it already makes me so sad. She's growing so much. Anyways, this week, Margot, our baby, she got her first deer. Of course, she did not pull the trigger, but nonetheless, she went hunting with her dad. Now, let me give a little context on this because this is not something that I necessarily okayed initially. Every morning, typically, what happens is I'll wake up pretty early. I'll feed her around like 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I will go exercise. Exercise is critical for me, for my health, both in the physical sense and in the mental sense. I enjoy getting active, going outside, running, lifting, whatever it is. So typically I'll wake up, feed her, be out of the house by 6 a.m., go spend 2 hours exercising. Again, that often includes a run and then going to the gym to lift, coming back home by like 8 a.m. My husband then goes to work. Then I'm officially on mom duties and his dad duties have sufficed until he's back home. That happened this week. It was Monday morning. I went to the gym. I get a text. I left around again, like probably 5:45. I get a text at 6:39. I've got my phone here. Let me pull it up, actually. I get a text at 6:39 that says, "Shot fired." What do you mean, Louie? What do you mean shot fired? I left you and our daughter sleeping peacefully in bed just like an hour ago. What do you mean shot fired? What does that mean? Like, are you in danger? Like, my mind was going so many different places. I then get a picture of this. We've got a picture on screen. Again, I hope you guys are watching at youtube.com/OutKick. I get two pictures. The first one is a picture of a dead buck in a ditch, or actually in the creek, and then followed by a photo of Margot in her car seat next to the buck. I immediately call my husband. I'm like, I left you guys an hour ago. How did you have time to, number one, fully wake up, get yourself dressed in camo, get her dressed in her camo, which, yes, she has pink camo, by the way. Actually, that was like my husband, when we found out we were having a girl, I think initially, like, he was, I don't want to say bummed, right? Because of course he was excited from the very beginning, but every dad wants their little son that they can throw a ball with and sit in the tree stand with. He got her pink camo. That was like the first thing he got her. He was going to have his hunting buddy, whether it was a girl or a boy. Clearly he has found that. And again, this is funny too, because my husband is British. They don't have guns or hunting really over there. It's much more mainstream over here. And so he is like fully adapted to Southern living. Anyways, I left him an hour ago. How have you had time to do all that you've done? Like, get in the stand, drive to the property in your camo. I hope that she's dressed warm at this point. I didn't know. How did this logistically even happen? He tells me, look, we got to the stand and within 3 minutes of sitting down, the shot had been fired. So he got the deer, he field dressed the deer with Margot sitting right there, put the deer on the back of the truck, came back home. Of course, I met them at home. We've got a video too I want to show on the screen of my husband with his car seat. That's his work truck, by the way, which this work truck, any of you who maybe if you're a woman watching this and you're the wife to a construction man, someone who works in construction or manual labor, you know about the work truck. Like, I feel like I'm contracting tetanus every time I sit in my husband's truck. Like, it is filled to the brim with like trash and gas station drinks and tools. I don't even know what these tools do. So that's what this truck is. He has like a flatbed, something. I don't know. But you see the deer on the back of this truck. You've got Margot in one hand in her car seat. You've got, look at this too. You can see the milk. Like, he has a bottle of milk, which I think is just like chef's kiss. It kind of like makes the video. And you can see him wearing his girl dad shirt, which like melts my heart. Which the shirt, by the way, is from XXXY Athletics. We've had Jen Say, the founder of that company, on this show many times. Highly recommend. I think this is a fantastic Christmas gift too, by the way. You can just see in this video too, like just how proud he is, which again, just makes my heart as a wife and as a mom very happy. And this is proof, I think, that I found the perfect guy. I definitely married the right one. British Southern guy who understands and acknowledges fully that he was born on the wrong side of the revolution. I posted this pretty quickly to my Instagram story. And wouldn't you know, the influx of liberal left-wing nuts who were so furious that my husband took our daughter hunting. Which, again, for clarity, they were in a deer blind, right? So it's like fully enclosed, and we have a really nice deer blind. It was what I got him for his birthday this year. His birthday's in September. This is what I got him ahead of hunting season. Fully enclosed, really nice. They've got a space heater in there. Like, this isn't even, I don't even know if this like classifies as hunting, okay? This is like almost like resort level hunting. And I want to make the point that my husband put headphones on Margot. So when the shot was fired, there was no loud reverberation that she heard. She was asleep in her car seat. He said she never even opened her eyes. It took all of 5 minutes to be fully inundated with people who were telling me off. Let's go through some of them. I like this girl. She says, oh, liberal meltdown in 3, 2, 1. And boy, was she right. This person says, genuinely confused. How can you be pro-life and also condone hunting? I understand long before it was necessary for survival, but when you have so many other options nowadays, it seems hypocritical. Just wanting to understand your take. I can actually respect this comment. I think that she was genuinely like interested in wanting to understand my position on this as someone who obviously, as she said, is pro-life. First and foremost, she says it was necessary for survival long ago, but we have so many other options now. What other options is she referring to? Is it the inhumane factories where your chicken at Chick-fil-A is made? Which, I hate to talk about the Lord's chicken, but you know those chickens are not treated properly. Let me tell you, hunting is so much more humane and dignified than any of the meat that you're buying in the grocery store. Okay, that's just the reality of it. And I want to say, when you are a hunter, when you buy your hunting license, you're actually giving back to wildlife conservation. Bet you didn't know that. And yes, we do eat the meat. Some people don't like venison. I do. I love it. Some people say it's too gamey. I have some awesome like venison chili recipes. Venison balls, kind of like a sausage ball, but using deer meat recipes. Really, really good. This will fill our freezer for the next year. This person says, I can't follow you anymore. Which, newsflash, this is not an airport. No need to announce your departure. Placing your baby on the ground next to a deer you just shot and killed. I don't understand it. My husband did that. And I don't really understand it either. Poor taste. Deer hunting is one thing, but glorifying it with your baby is disgraceful. Again, the deer, you might not want to hear this, it was shot in the lungs. It lived for 5 seconds before the deer ran, sprinted off, passed away. This person says, this is sick. She needs protection from you. This is awful. Poor kid. Because we eat deer. My child needs protection from me. Make that make sense. This person says, how vile. What makes you think your life is more important? Another life gone forever, and for what? A few morons saying, wow, hope it was worth it. It's very ironic considering what happened with your friend. I can only assume that this person is talking about Charlie Kirk. Is she so idiotic that she cannot understand the difference between the political assassination of one of the most intellectual, effective, influential minds, especially to the younger generation of our time, and deer hunting? Like, really, be so for real right now. This person says, diabolical, unfollow. I'm so disappointed in you for this. Killing beautiful creatures like that, shame on you. Again, I guarantee this person eats Chick-fil-A. Another person saying, this is so wrong. I followed your content until now. Look, this is who I am. We are hunters. I take great pride in doing that, actually. It's really a beautiful thing. If you lived in Tennessee too, the amount of deer that we have, I believe my county, Sumner County, just a little bit north of Nashville, I read a statistic that we are the most overpopulated county in the country with deer. I've totaled my car on a deer, okay? We have a deer overpopulation problem. So much so that we have people from like the state government or like TWA, which is the Tennessee Wildlife Association, who come in either preseason or post deer season and kill deer because we have too many. Again, people are hitting them with their cars. It affects the food chain. It affects the biodiversity of Tennessee and how everything from plants to deer to human beings, how we work together to like complement one another. Okay. It's a real problem. We have to kill the deer. This person is like really angry. You absolute, see you next Tuesday. I hope one day karma rears its ugly head. No other word. Again, all caps in true Trump fashion. See you next Tuesday. I'm used to the trans rights activists in my comments, but the PETA freaks are a different level. I think some of them are approaching this with like good intentions, right? No one likes to see life ending, no matter what the life is. I'm the kind of person who even like, if a spider's in the house, like I'm gonna catch it and let it go outside, okay? But I think hunting and then eating the animal is a really beautiful thing. And speaking of PETA and just how like totally out of touch with reality these people are, look at this headline that PETA UK, so PETA in the United Kingdom put up. Look at this graphic. I hope you guys are seeing this. It has a turkey posing as a human and a human being taking the position of a turkey. They left this human being naked and in like some weird like child's pose almost position, which feels like kind of like fetishistic, to be honest with you. And the turkey is saying, and now the stuffing. I will say, like, this is probably the first time I actually agree with PETA. Don't put stuffing in your turkeys. It kind of just dries them out. You want to put the like aromatics and seasoning in there as opposed to the stuffing. Looking at this graphic, it really only makes me want to go out and kill a turkey more. And then you've got this guy, this PETA protester. Let's watch this.
A man dressed as a turkey spent his lunch hour on a large cutting board in downtown Jackson yesterday. As you might imagine, and as intended, it turned a lot of heads as people passed by the demonstration at East Capitol and North Congress streets. The man remained in place on that cutting board for an hour and a half, dressed head to toe as a Thanksgiving turkey. The PETA supporter says he was trying to make a point.
Turkeys and other animals killed for food feel pain, fear, love, and joy. Yet the billions of them killed for food every single year are confined to crowded, filthy factory farms where it's wall-to-wall misery before a terrifying trip to the slaughterhouse and a violent, painful death.
Melito there hopes to convince people to have a vegan Thanksgiving this year. You can learn more about that on the PETA website.
Thanks, vegan. I know that the pilgrims and the settlers way back in like the 1600s did not have this big feast and teach us how to farm our own crops for us to celebrate a holiday called Thanksgiving. I wish these people cared about human life, babies inside the womb as much as they cared about these animals that taste very good, by the way. This protester, they said he was out there for an hour and a half. If you watch the clip, he has like this wine glass like propping his head up because otherwise he would have been virtually like in a crunch, like a total ab workout for an hour and a half on this makeshift cutting board. Who in the world does he think he's convincing by this? Not me and not the millions of other people across the United States who are celebrating Thanksgiving. We actually this year got our turkey from Popeyes. I didn't know they did that. My husband, he found out. He called right away. He ordered the turkey from Popeyes. It was delivered to our house. It's been in the freezer. We're going to get it out today, fry it up tomorrow. So I'll have to let you know how this Popeyes turkey tastes. And back to Margot getting her first deer. Honestly, I love this. I think it was a fantastic way for my husband and my daughter, again, only 8 weeks old. Is she going to remember this? Absolutely not. But for my husband's sake, I think this was on to the next story of the day. Aftyn Behn. Look, you guys know, Born and raised Tennessean. Born in Nashville. Now I live a little north of Nashville, about 20 minutes north. Nashville's technically Davidson County. I live in Sumner County. But it takes me 20 minutes to get from my house to downtown Nashville. I love it here. I'm never leaving. My family's here. I love everything that makes Nashville, Nashville. And other people love it here. Californians being one of those groups of people. They're leaving their very blue state with high income tax, state income tax, and coming to the great state of Tennessee, where we have a 0% state income tax, and we don't have any of the woke, crazy, destructive, harmful policies. Bachelorette parties, love it here. We have more bachelorette parties in downtown Nashville on any day of the week. Like, you go downtown, it doesn't matter if it's a Tuesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. To Aftyn Behn's credit, we're going to get into this. Like, you will see pedal taverns with bachelorette parties, like women, one woman wearing white, the rest of the crew wearing their denim, and, you know, they've got their rhinestone cowboy boots and cowboy hat, and the bride's wearing her sash. Like, yes, you will see that virtually any time of day, any day of the week in downtown Nashville. And maybe unpopular opinion, I love it. It's what makes Nashville, Nashville. The people, the identity, the culture, the country music, all things that contribute to our tourism, and again, contribute to a successful, thriving city. Aftyn Behn, on the other hand, a woman who is running for, it's a special election for Tennessee's 7th Congressional District seat. She does not. She loathes Tennessee. She loathes you, and she doesn't belong in Congress. Watch this video here.
I've been heavily involved with the Nashville mayoral race because I hate the city, I hate the bachelorettes, I hate the pedal taverns, I hate country music, I hate all of the things that make Nashville apparently an it city to the rest of the country, but I hate it. Yeah, I'm that girl at the airport that all these bachelorettes are giddy walking out in their two-toned colored Pantone pink shirts, and they walk out and I'm like, they're like, oh my god, Nashville is so bad.
They're so loud.
Insufferable, repugnant, those are a few words that come to mind when I listened to this video of Aftyn. We're going to play a few more, by the way. As if that wasn't enough, she wrote this in 2019. She says, "Let me be clear. Tennessee is a racist state. Racism is in the air that we breathe." Look, Aftyn Behn really woke up one day. She looked in the mirror and she said, I'm going to run for Congress in a state that I despise, in a city that I can't stand, and surrounded by people who are racist and culturally beneath me. Quite the campaign slogan there, Aftyn. And again, that's not like a political or policy critique. Like, she is denouncing the very people, the culture, and the identity of the state and the city of Nashville. It is a full-throated rejection of the city that she's courting as constituents. And if she truly hates the city, again, then why is she running for Congress? How can we trust that she would represent our interests if she hates us? No one who despises the identity of a place should be asking to represent it. And one more point I want to make. If she hates Nashville, understand this is a city that has never had a Republican mayor. The Metro Council is almost entirely blue, and every state rep in Davidson County is a Democrat. So if she hates the city and she desperately wants to change virtually everything about it, then she should consider voting for Matt Van Epps, the Republican in the race. All right, a few more clips. Let's watch this one here.
Y'all should be ashamed.
Okay, for context, this is a video that has resurfaced of, again, Aftyn being drug out of Governor Lee's office after, forcibly making her way in. I just want to say I love Tennessee state law enforcement. I love our police. I back the blue. I back the blue very, very proudly. Aftyn, on the other hand, does not. This video actually came just days after she refused to disavow her statements, calling for police departments to burn. She put this out on social media. She says, "Good morning, especially to the 54% of Americans that believe burning down a police station is justified." She could not be further from representing Tennessee values. Her behavior is indistinguishable to that of like an 8-year-old. We've got one more clip. Let's watch it here.
My therapist always asks me to transcribe my dreams when they happen. And the recurring dream I've had is standing up in a cafeteria full of women. I don't know why I was there or whatever. And saying, "I don't want children, I want power." And just screaming it at the top of my lungs. And for someone who grew up with my mother telling me never have kids because you'll have to give up a lot. You'll have to sacrifice professionally, which is what she was saying. And where I am now with seeing the consequences and the ramifications of women having kids and being in the political field and what they're able to achieve, because we don't offer, it's like the political field hasn't met the challenge of working moms. They really haven't. But also the deeply patriarchal structures that these women are involved with because they've chosen marriage and they've chosen to raise children. And I think in the South it's incredibly difficult to shake those, especially if you've grown up here and that's all you've been told is the definition of success. The metric of success is how many kids you have, the bigger the square footage of your house, and where your kids go to school.
Anyone who is craving power this strongly, like to the point where they're having dreams, where they're screaming in a cafeteria that they want power, should never be given power. Serving as a member of Congress, you are a public servant. You are serving the public. She has made it clear time and time and time again that if she were to be elected to Congress, she would be serving herself and her own self-interest. Power for power's sake is certainly evil. And I wish we had examples to prove it. And I just want to say it breaks my heart to hear her describe children as burdens. And I say this as a new mom. Children are not burdens. They are not shackles to your life. They're blessings. And it's no wonder that she's as sociopathic as she is. How could you not be a sociopath when your mother tells you how terrible it is to have children? Like, think about that. Her mom told her, meaning she told her child to never have kids because children ruined her life. It's no wonder that she's totally effed in the head. This woman is not interested in policy or politics or being a good leader to the people of Nashville or the state of Tennessee. She's not a politician, despite the role even that she is currently in. Not a politician. No, she's an activist. If she is elected to Congress, you're not electing a politician. You are electing an activist in all of her hyperventilating issues. And it's so concerning to me that this is the person that the Democratic Party put forward. Like, this was their best candidate. Really think about that. I'm so shocked I haven't seen some of these clips and videos and quotes and tweets sooner. Like, this has been going on for at least the past 6 or so years. Why haven't I seen this? I have to imagine it's because Tennessee, she's serving at the state level now. I have to imagine that Tennessee, given the fact it's a red state, like some of this stuff doesn't get airtime because we don't see it as a problem because it wouldn't transpire beyond the local or state level. But here she is again running for Congress. If she is to be elected, this is gravely, gravely concerning, not just for the people in Nashville or for the state of Tennessee, but for the rest of the nation. This sets a horrible precedent. How can we elect someone to serve people that she literally hates? And watch this clip here. This is her trying to refute on a liberal media outlet, by the way, some of her positions. Watch this.
Representative, in 2020, you made some tweets that have since been deleted that were very critical of police. You said in those since deleted tweets that the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department should be dissolved. Another cheered on a teachers union saying that defund the police should be a requirement for schools reopening. And another saying good morning, especially to the 54% of Americans that believe burning down a police station is justified. 2020 was obviously a very fraught year. Do you still stand by those comments? And if not, is there anything you want to clarify?
I'm not going to engage in cable news talking points, but what I will say is that, our communities need solutions. We need local people deciding, solving local problems with local solutions. And that's not the overreach of a federal government or state government of which we are dealing with in Nashville and our cities across the state of Tennessee.
So you don't want to clarify whether you still believe that the police should be defunded?
Once again, I don't remember these tweets, but what I'm saying is that
I'm not asking you if you remember. What is your position today? How's that on this issue?
I mean, I'm here to talk about my race, which is in literally 9 days.
My race, which is in literally 9 days. That means like now is like the perfect time to clarify your stance on these issues. But this is what happens when your position is literally indefensible. You cannot defend your position. You just would choose to sweep it under the rug. This is what they do. They sit on the fence, okay, which she can hardly call herself a fence sitter. She wants to be a fence sitter. She wants to sit on the fence and wink at people on both sides. That's why she's not willing to address this. Of course, she still believes these things, that we should abolish the police and burn down police departments and that they're all hateful and that they shouldn't comply with ICE. Of course, she believes these things, but she wouldn't say it now because one, there's national attention on her, okay? And two, she knows she couldn't say these things again or clarify her position because she knows she wouldn't win. So she immediately goes to her talking points, right? Like, we're creating local solutions for a local, whatever she says, okay? Entirely avoids the question. I'm so glad that this reporter, which keep in mind, this is MSN Now, I think it's called, which used to be MSNBC, now MSN Now. I loved how they just like didn't really let her get away with this, right? They flipped the script on her, told her that she's not answering her question, gave her an opportunity to clarify where she stood, and she responded back with, I can't talk about this because my race is literally in 9 days. So Nashvillians, Tennesseans, those who live in Davidson County, get out. You have the opportunity to let your voice be heard. I know Californians and people from blue states are fleeing to our red state. Let your voice be heard. Don't let them, California or Tennessee. Go to the ballot box. Vote for Matt Van Epps to represent Tennessee's 7th congressional district. One more story I want to share with you guys today. I talked about the South Park meme, and I talked about how South Park continues to like predict the future. It's kind of like The Simpsons. Like The Simpsons have many, many a times predicted what's gone on in the political, social, cultural time that we're living in. It's kind of freaky, honestly. Well, South Park has proven it has the ability to do the same thing. All right, we've got a picture on screen of the visual that the South Park episode like mockingly created, right? Again, it's meant to be funny. You've got this big macho man and he's like, the women are like bruised and battered and he's holding the gold trophy, the first place finish up in the air, and the women are standing on second and third place, like teeny tiny petite little women. The man's huge. This is real life now. Here's this picture. You've got this man. He goes by the name of Jamie Booker. He just won the world's strongest woman competition in the state of Texas. Now, again, don't let the fact that he's a male ruin this moment. It went totally uncovered, by the way. He was able to totally conceal his sex, hide the fact that he's a man until he couldn't anymore. Watch this clip right here. It's of the man standing atop the podium. The woman, her name is Andrea Thompson, in second place, the rightful world's strongest woman. And I want you to notice what Andrea Thompson, the woman who's standing on the second place podium spot, I want you to watch what she mouths before walking off the podium. Did you catch that? She says, "This is BS. Can we go?" She looks at the man and she walks off. She looks less than pleased to be standing on that second place spot. I don't know, of course, her political affiliation. Not that it even matters, but this could be a red pill moment for her. So I want to say to Andrea Thompson, congratulations. We here on the Gains for Girls podcast, me personally, Riley Gaines, I recognize you as the rightful champion, the world's strongest woman. So congratulations. That's an incredible honor. I can't even imagine how much time, how much energy, how much effort, how many pounds you had to lift over the many, many years of training to achieve such an incredible title. But nonetheless, congratulations. You deserve it. You earned it. Now, I will give credit where credit is due. The official Strongman Games didn't let this like stolen valor last very long. This broke the news Tuesday morning. And by Tuesday afternoon, the official Strongman Games had released a statement. I'm going to read it to you here. I'm going to put it on screen too. It says, "We wanted to provide an update on what is happening following the official Strongman Games World Championships 2025, which were held in Arlington, Texas over the weekend. It appears that an athlete who is biologically male and who now identifies as female competed in the women's open category. Official Strongman officials were unaware of this fact ahead of the competition, and we have been urgently investigating since being informed. An attempt has been made to contact the competitor involved, but a response has not been received. Had we been aware, or had this been declared at any point before or during competition, this athlete would not have been permitted to compete in the women's open category. We are clear. Competitors can only compete in the category for the biological sex recorded at birth. Official Strongman is inclusive." I love this, by the way. I'm pausing really quick. I love how they say they are inclusive because, yes, in their true nature, sports are inclusive. Anyone can play sports and everyone should play sports. So I'm glad they included that. They continue on to say, "We're proud to run events which do not discriminate against athletes based on personal characteristics. Any athlete is welcome. But it is our responsibility to ensure fairness and ensure athletes are assigned to men or women's categories based on whether they are recorded as male or female at birth. Given this, we have disqualified the athlete in question from the official Strongman World Championships 2025. All athlete points and places will be altered accordingly to ensure that the rightful places are allocated to each of the women's open athletes. The official Strongman World Championships is an event which is rightly one of the pinnacles of the strength world. We are disappointed on behalf of all of those who fairly and legitimately took part that the attention has been taken away from their efforts which deserve celebration, no matter how they performed or where they finish. We stand with them and we stand with fairness." This is kind of like the gold standard for statements that have been issued following the negligence that has allowed for something like this. Like, they apologize. They say very, very clearly that they're resorting to, as it pertains to their separated categories, to your sex recorded at birth. And I like that. That's good. That's better than birth certificate, because guess what? I think in 40 some states, you can still change your birth certificate. They're saying, no, whatever you were at birth, despite what your birth certificate even may say, given the fact that they could be made fraudulent, what you were recorded at birth, that is the category you're going to be placed in. That's like the gold standard, right? And they make it very clear that they stand with women. They stand with fairness. Verbatim, they say, "We stand with them. We stand for fairness." I love this. So props to the official Strongman Games in their response and handling this with such diligence and so quickly. I imagine that the Attorney General of Texas would have been on them very quickly had they not. Ken Paxton has sued Master Swimming for similar events happening in the sport of swimming. There's a man by the name of Hugo. He's huge. Who competed against the women. He was very quick to sue them. So I think the official Strongman Games knows what would have been coming their way had they not issued a statement similar to the one that they did. So Jamie Booker was stripped of his titles. He was disqualified. And the rightful winner, the rightful world's strongest woman, is Andrea Thompson. Common sense prevails. South Park did not predict that. Enough of these stories, please. For the love of anything, enough of these stories. I think the bigger concern with this story in particular is, how was he able to go totally undetected? Like, did he change his birth certificate? Like what was the process to where literally no one knew this was a man? Obviously, you can infer, right? Because these women had eyeballs. Hence why Andrea Thompson, when standing on second place, said, "This is BS. Can we go now?" She recognized the injustice because she has eyes that see and ears that hear. So that's the bigger question. How did this go undetected? Hopefully we don't hear more stories like this. I know that's hopeful thinking. It's wishful thinking. We will. And we'll continue talking about them here on the Gains for Girls podcast. So appreciate you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Take some time today to just reflect. Reflect on the life that you live, how blessed you are to be able to get out of bed every single day, how blessed you are to listen to this podcast. Again, subscribe at youtube.com/OutKick. Appreciate you guys. We will see you later this week with a response to the Pablo Torre smear piece that came out. Maybe you saw it, or maybe you're like me, where you actually have not remotely even looked at it. So the response video that I'm going to be doing, that's going to come out on Friday, it will be my first time really listening to the words that he says or reading the article that was put out. So, exciting stuff. Follow along. See you guys then.